Hi there, it's Melissa and welcome back to my channel. I have a layout today for the Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files design team, and I'm using one of the new releases which is called Egg Mayhem, and there's a quick look at my layout. So off camera I backed the entire cut file except for one egg using my February hip kit, and this includes papers from Pink Fresh Studios' Noteworthy collection and Paige Evans's Bloom Street, and there's one piece of Heidi Swap, I think it's called Colour Walk. And I didn't back that one egg because I'm going to cover it with my photo, and that's a good thing to do before you back a cut file like this. And I used some glitter pal paper to back the flowers, but otherwise I used solid pieces of paper or patterned paper to back all of the eggs, because if I was going to back each part of each egg individually, like all of those stripes, I would be there for several hours. And I wanted this to be, when you look at this, I want you to capture all of it. I was going to say visual delight, but I'm not sure if I should call it that, but you get what I mean. So I've placed different papers around so I don't have two the same next to each other. Yeah, and I've gone with the patterns that are small and repeating rather than some of the patterns in this kit are things like bikes, or there's some phrases and things like that. So I've gone with patterns that when you look at it, you're not going to be drawn too closely. You're just going to see the whole thing as one. So then I went to my stash and I got this tissue paper, black and white. I think one of my kits was wrapped in this once. It would have either have been a scrappery or a hip kit. So I just used my tiny little stapler to staple the two pieces together, and then used a mix of double-sided tape and Tombow. And you'll see there actually, top right, that I've got the new, well it's new to me, I've got some Nouveau glue, but I didn't use it on this. I decided to stick with what I already know because I need to get this done quickly. So I needed something or somewhere to write my journaling, and I decided I should use one of these Pink Fresh frames. I had no appropriate paper in this kit because it's all patterned or already has writing on it. So I just went into my scrap bag that I keep under my little trolley, and I was hoping to get a piece from last month's hip kit which had grid on it, but I couldn't find any. But I found this really old piece. I don't know where it's from. It's only single-sided, so I'm not even sure where I got it, but it had lines on it, and they were quite subtle and pastel-y, I guess, and they go really well with the papers that I've already used to back the eggs. Now, so I put my journaling in there, and then I went through, because in this instance I didn't get the embellishment kit. I got the main kit, the paper add-on, and the Project Life kit because I loved the little Bloom Street stickers and extra Bloom Street embellishments that came. And what I do is I'll look at both the embellishment and the Project Life and decide what I'm going to get. And it is more expensive to get the Project Life, but it was worth it. So here I am doing a technique that I did on the layout that I shared yesterday on Instagram. And what I do is I'll just take the colour that's predominant in whatever feature I want to paint around and pull it out with these close to my heart watercolours. So you'll see I've put pink where the pink is, yellow where the yellow is, blue where the blue is, and a little bit of green on some of the eggs that have a tiny bit of green. And I just really love this look. It makes it look like you've done it beforehand and that you're really artsy, but really it's quite simple. You're seeing how I'm doing it there. Now that purple could have been diluted a bit more. The layout that I shared on Instagram yesterday, when I went too full on with saturation, I just went back in with the white paint over the top. But this one I didn't really bother too much because there is a lot going on and it didn't look that strange, I think, once it dries. And Azari came in as I was doing this and she absolutely loved it. So I was actually a layout I did of her, the circles layout, that had the same technique. And there's no process video for that one I'm talking about, but if you're a regular watcher of my channel, you'll know that I share all of my layouts at the end of the month, or at the end of the kit that I'm working with. So just wanting to make sure I don't really have any gaps, I guess, because there are some gaps in this cut file. And then also not from the kit, these thickers. The thickers in the kit were from Pink Fresh, and they were multicoloured, and I just thought they'd be far too busy. I didn't have a large M in these stickers, but I managed to use a W. Just turn it around, you wouldn't even know. And one thing I did, and the first thing I thought of when I saw this cut file, was this photo of me, and it's me on 2 days before our national lockdown because of COVID-19. We had this 48-hour period in which we were told that we were going to be staying home at the end of it. So basically people went panic shopping at the supermarket. And Virginia, I know you know very well what I'm talking about. But I didn't, we didn't. We decided to follow the government's instruction and the supermarket's instruction to shop normally. We paid for that though, because there were certain items that we still can't get, like yeast. But anyway, that's a side story. So I, tongue-in-cheek, did some panic shopping of my own. I went to our warehouse and I got Easter eggs for 3 families, and I think it was 14 people in total, of which only 4 of those people were adults. And I must have looked like a crazy chocoholic maniac because I had a trolley full of eggs and I had people laughing at me that knew me. I'm also plant-based, so I don't eat milk chocolate. I only eat the Lindt dark bunny. And it just must have looked like I'd lost my mind, and people were laughing, haha. People I knew as well as random people. Look at her, look how many she's buying. And I had to, of course, defend myself and say that I'm buying it for 3 families. But anyway, got them bought. The kids were happy on Easter Sunday. So that's the story behind this layout. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this process. And I'll be back later on near the end of the month with another layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict. I'll have the link to the store at the end, and make sure you check out the Facebook group too.